Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. I'm your host, Jermaine. The youngsters call me OG. My friends call me J-Dub. Let's get to it. Every championship team has an identity. I mean, there's no way that you're just going to be an awesome team and nobody knows who you are or what you stand on. We all know who the bad boy Pistons were. They were tough-nosed, grinding, defensive rebounding, one of the best defensive teams ever. We know who the Bulls were. The Bulls were a ball-moving, lockdown defensive team with great scoring from Michael Jordan. We knew who they were. We knew who Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers were. We know who these guys are. And once we find out who you are, we're not surprised. Once I find out who you are, I'm not surprised when I see in the manner of how you win. I'm not surprised with that because I'm watching you and I'm thinking to myself, that's who these guys are. That's exactly who these guys are. So when I watch the Boston Celtics essentially out-physical and outwork the Golden State Warriors, I'm not watching this and thinking to myself, wow, that was impressive. I'm thinking that's who these guys are. That's who they've been all season. That's who they've been for the better half of the season. That's who these guys have been. They're one of the best rebounding teams in the game. They're the best defensive team in the game. They have the defensive player of the year on their team. They have the league-leading shot blocker on their team. They have some of the best dirty work guys in the game. This is who these guys are. Now, when you saw Golden State beat them, which is why I was surprised, Golden State beat them at their game when they beat them in Game 1. When they beat them. I was surprised because I hadn't seen Boston get out Bostoned. I didn't see that. That was very surprising to me. So when I see them get back to what they're doing, I'm not surprised at all about that. So we're talking about a team that 22 second chance points. Well, where those second chance points come from? Those second chance points from getting on the backboard. 15 offensive rebounds to 6 dominated on the offensive backboard. Now, we're not as talented as you guys. When you look across the board, we might be younger, but we're not as talented as you guys. But what we lack in talent, we make up for that. And grit and hard work. And that's who the Boston Celtics have been. That's who they've been the second half of the season and throughout these playoffs. That's who they were against the Milwaukee Bucks. You know, we don't have a Giannis on our team. We don't have that guy. We got some really good players. But we're going to have to outwork these guys. We're going to have to do that. We're not good enough with the other stuff. So we're going to have to outwork these guys. Same thing with the Miami Heat. That was a match made in heaven for Boston. Simply because that's who you guys are. We're going to do it better than you. So when I see them basically out-physical the Golden State Warriors, I'm not surprised about that at all. Not surprised at all. And they seemed more prepared for the fight last night than they did in Game 1. In Game 2, they seemed more prepared for the fight. And what I say that is, you know, the Boston Celtics had gotten outscored 74-38 in the third quarter of this series. Gotten dominated. Completely got dominated. And the logic is you know that barrage is coming. You know it. It's not news. You know that barrage is coming. I equate it to a boxer who we get to the 7th round and you're basically on the ropes, but you get saved by the bell. So you know when that bell rings in round 8, he's coming. You know that he's coming and he's going to give you everything he's got. Well, that's who the Warriors are. They're going to get you on the ropes in that second quarter. And come halftime, here they come. And the majority of the teams, they fold. And they don't just fold because they're soft or anything like that. They fold because that's who the Warriors are. That's what they do. They give you everything that they have. Here comes Steph Curry. 15 points in the third quarter last night. 15. Klay Thompson. Jordan Poole. The difference is that the Boston Celtics were able to match that intensity last night. They only got outscored. They went -8 last night in the third quarter. Now we move into the fourth quarter, which is now, this is gut check time. This is the time of the game where you have to give everything that you've had, everything that you got to give it up. And I thought that they did a great job on Curry. And I thought they did a good job on Curry, not just in that fourth quarter. I thought they did a good job on Curry the majority of the game. What I mean when I say that, I don't mean defensively, because the drop coverage, that has to change. I understand the logic that I'd rather give up a lower percentage shot than let Curry drive to the basket. Even though he's shooting over 40%, I understand the logic, but that has to change. Al Horford has to get higher, right? Robert Williams, he did get higher. And make him make tough shots. Yeah, I absolutely understand that. And the idea of them chasing Curry off screens, because, again, if we're dropped, Curry is basically walking into shots. That's essentially what he's doing. He's essentially just walking into shots. If you're in drop coverage. Now, if you hedge, he could split the screen. And if he splits the screen, that's where your defense comes in. That's where the back line of your defense comes in. And then if you're giving up a mid-range, if you're giving up a layup, so be it. But I understand the logic of giving up a lower percentage shot. But you have to be higher on that coverage, because he's gonna hit that more. He's gonna hit that more times than not. So when I say that I thought that they did a good job on him, I thought that they did a good job on making him guard. When you have scorers that are great scorers, whose game is predicated on a lot of movement, Reggie Miller, Rip Hamilton, guys like that, DeMar DeRozan, guys who their game is predicated on a lot of action off the basketball. They're not ball stoppers. Their game is predicated on them moving. Well, in order to get those guys off balance, you got to make those guys guard, man. You have to. You got to make those guys cover. And I thought that Jason Tatum did a good job. Him and Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart also in particular, did a good job of going after Curry. I got flashbacks of the '89 finals when I saw that, where Al Horford dives to the block and they get a switch with Curry and they go right after Curry. Or when they get a high pick and roll and they get a switch with Jason Tatum on Curry and they go after him. I got flashbacks of the 1989 NBA Finals when Magic was switched on to Joe Dumars. And the game plan was with Joe. Joe, I don't care what it is we're running. If Magic switches on to you, go after him. Do not let him off the hook. I don't care what we're running. If he switches on to you, go after him. And that seemed like that was the game plan last night with Curry. Especially in the meat and potatoes of the game. Particularly in the meat and potatoes of the game. And it worked. Because Jason Tatum went after him. Al Horford, when he got switched on to Curry, didn't let him off the hook. Go after him and make him guard. Put him in tough situations. And with that third quarter barrage that the Golden State Warriors bring, it's interesting that the Boston Celtics bring a fourth quarter barrage. You know that the Boston Celtics have outscored the Warriors plus 40 in this series in the fourth quarter? 87-47. Dominate them in the fourth quarter. Now, I know I'm hearing a lot about how spread out the Boston Celtics offense is and how inconsistent it could be. But when it's rolling, man, these guys are rolling. Marcus Smart, when he scores plus 20, when he's 18 or more, when Marcus Smart is 18 or more, the Boston Celtics are undefeated. 7-0 in the playoffs. 7-0. They got 97 points last night from their starters. And they held the Golden State Warriors starters to 82 points. I thought that was great with that defense. And it goes back to what I talked about with Robert Williams. I can't say enough about who he is and what he means to that unit. The rim protector that he is. The rebounder that he is. And it's obvious that he's hobbled, but how much he gives them defensively. and how much he makes my job as a perimeter player less difficult, because I'm able to take more chances. I'm able to be more aggressive when I got a guy like that behind me. I'm able to be so much more aggressive when I got a guy like that behind me. I'm able to play up. I'm able to play higher in the passing lane. I'm able to get more handsy on defense and go for steals. And I'm able to be more aggressive in pressing on the wings. Because if I get beat, I got this guy behind me who's going to cover up my mistakes. And that makes my job less difficult. That makes my job less difficult in a nutshell. They got dominated on the backboard last night, particularly the defensive backboard. I saw what they did on the offensive backboard, 15-6 on the offensive backboard, and 22 points off turnovers. They got dominated on the backboard last night, and limiting those guys' second chance points, that's key, because the Warriors had that kind of offense where I can't let you guys get second and third opportunities. I can't do it. I cannot do that, because I'm setting myself up for failure when I do that. 52 points in the third quarter. 52 points for the game in the paint, and that's largely due to getting downhill, going after Steph Curry, getting mismatches where you got Steph Curry or you have Jordan Poole switched on to Al Horford. Dump it into him and don't waste any time. Score the basketball. I thought they did a great job at that. Now, the Draymond Green issue is Draymond has always been vocal. That's who Draymond is. He's never been a guy that's never been non-vocal. That's a part of his game. And it enhances his game, in fact. But now, because he's not playing the way he normally plays, Draymond's never been a scorer. So I don't understand why all of a sudden this has become so glaring that, he's not scoring. Well, Draymond's never really been a scorer. I think he averaged 12 points. That's the most he's ever averaged. 12 or 14 points. He's never been a scorer. But he's been an offensive threat where he can knock a shot down. He hasn't been doing that. He has not been doing that. 15 fouls and 15 fewer points, or 15 points or less in the finals, and 15 fouls. That means that he's got more fouls than points. But that's not the thing that I'm concerned with, because again, he's never been a scorer. That's not who Draymond is. It's the other things that he's not doing, that he's always done. Being the playmaker that he's been, being the dirty work guy that he's been, being the distributor that he's been, being the emotional leader that he's been. He's not any of those things. And the question that needs to be answered is can he still do those things? Is him being vocal in the antics, is that a mask for me not being able to do what I used to do and I'm trying to divert your attention? Is that what that is? Because if he can't do those things, if he can't do those other things, he's completely ineffective and he can't help us. And he has to get back to that. He has to, in order for them to have a chance to win in this series. He has to get back to that. Because Looney's not going to do it. I mean, and I've said this in the past, and I stand on it. Andrew Wiggins he's money that you didn't know you had. He's just, I understand that he does need to be more aggressive, but I mean, I can't. I've been watching pro basketball for a long time, and I'm having a difficult time remembering when a guy goes for a quiet 20, a guy goes for a quiet 18, and we're not even talking about him. And that's what's going on with Andrew Wiggins. That's exactly what's going on with him. The last thing I want to talk about is Jaylen Brown, how he gets going early, right? How he gets going early and how he ultimately sets the table. He's not nearly as aggressive in the second half as he is in the first half. And I think that's largely due to him focusing on other things. Jason Tatum stays consistent throughout the game, not just with scoring, but with the other things, because he does so many other things. Jaylen Brown, when he gets going early, that opens up everything else for those guys. If he could be a little bit more consistent, he's gonna be something else. He's definitely going to be something else. I picked the Warriors to win this series in 6. I still think that this series is going 6. The Warriors have to combat getting outworked. They have to. That's the difference in this series. That's who the Boston Celtics are. And if you can't match that work ethic, and if you can't match them, this series is going to be over sooner than I think. It's going to be over sooner than I think. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'll be here for as long as you guys want me here, man. So I'll see you soon. But until then, take it light, but take it.